Hey guys, welcome to my latest vlog. This is the second vlog in the new vlogging series. Finally, after 2.5 to 3 months, I'm back at it, but this time I have plenty of news to share today. So, first off, to start things off, we are about 1 week away from the National Train Show in Orlando, Florida. The last time I did a vlog, I was at my university and we were about 3 months away from the National Train Show, so boy does time fly. Of course, between that we had that I was in Italy, and then I came back, did some rail fanning, and then just relaxed, decompressed. Had my first real break in 5 ever, so yeah, we're coming to the twilight days of that, but the NMRA is supposed to be the last big thing this summer before semester starts. And the difference this time is that I'll be starting a PhD program in physics, so I'm going to get to that in a moment, but time for the hobbies may be at a premium. Right now I'm studying for a qualifier, so yeah, the qualifier exam is going to be taking up a lot of the remaining 3 weeks of summer. Anyway, so next week's supposed to be probably the biggest week rail fanning has ever seen, the biggest week that my hobbies have ever seen, and I'm actively preparing for it. The airport was redone after pretty much a 9-year absence, where it was torn down and parted out. The BNSF engine was also redone recently, and the piece fell off, but I guess my objective is to make sure the thing stays together. So I did these restorations because part of the theming of the layout is going to be classic town. I'm working on another new building, which I'll get to in a moment, and if you notice some of the mess around here and back there or wherever, I did receive or retrieve all my models back from Gold Coast, so the layout at Gold Coast is officially finished for now, and I do not know as of yet if I will go back there in the future. It's a little too complicated to explain in a YouTube video, but layout number 3 is definitely going to be postponed till at least the new year, because one, I would like to test the waters of the PhD program and see how much time I have available to dedicate to other things, and two, things are a little shaky, but I'm not going to get into specifics. Don't worry, it doesn't concern me. So another big thing for this channel is that we're about to hit the 10-year anniversary on August 7th. So August 7th, 10 years ago, I created the channel. August 7th this year is going to turn 10. What's funny is I don't have any special thing planned for it, except the actual special videos are going to be those covered at the NMRA, because it's already a big enough event, already a big enough week that it's going to take up time. And I graduate this week, so that will just add to it. It'll be icing on the cake. So the NMRA is going to be held in Orlando, Florida, at the Orange County Convention Center. I will be displaying with the Greater Florida LEGO Users Group, hence this obvious surplus of models built with LEGO bricks instead of HO scale. But I will also be bringing operating HO scale trains for 2 model railroad clubs, definitely Ecos, and also I was offered by the Central Florida Model Railroaders Group. And I may also be visiting my friend Joey's layout. He's doing an awesome layout of Florida. His username is CTRailCSX. So I recommend you subscribe to him and give him a shout and watch his videos, because his layout progress is top-notch. So I set off for Orlando, I believe, on Wednesday. And the show is going to last 5 days. The setup is 2 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and then there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is the display, the public hours. Wednesday and Thursday are probably going to be more relaxed. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday hold a fairly tight schedule. But I should be able to also fit in rail fanning, fit in lots of videotaping, fit in visiting other vendors, getting to know other vendors, and getting to know other modelers. I know quite a few coming from the Tampa shows and the Plant City shows, but I think going to the National Train Show for a change is going to expose me and other modelers to more people in our community. So that'll be a big bonus. Plus, I'm going to be visiting my friend CJ and Josh Evans. Those two should be showing up, and we should be doing quite a bit of rail fanning that week, and that will make things a little bit more fun. Also, speaking of Orlando and the fact that there's a lot of Wawas in Orlando, we have 2 opening in Broward tomorrow, so I may vlog from the Broward one sooner or later, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, there were 2 things I want to show you guys in closer detail. Actually, maybe 2.5 things. So, first things first, this is supposed to be one of the last models that I built for the NMRA show. Right here is is a seafood restaurant. The first floor was already completed as of a couple days ago and still is not very sturdy. It's not very sound. I'll show you guys the inside by flipping it over. It's kind of got a bare interior so far, but the whole point is going to have it's supposed to be a waterfront property, hence being a seafood restaurant. Here is it's pretty much like a pier, so you could hang out there or dock boats, I guess. This is supposed to be, as one would predict, dining room, kitchen. You can say that the bathroom is going to be hidden under the stairs, even though I'm not going to detail it. Waiting area, alleyway, and outside seating. And the second floor is supposed to hold a remarkable raw bar. So there's going to be a nice little tower here, and then there'll be like a bar social area back there. I also, since I've gotten lots of pieces and don't have enough minifigs, I bought this set from Walmart on the cheap. This is the 60134 City People Pack. Cost, the MSRP, get this, is $40, but I at Walmart paid only $21. So I got this dirt cheap. Hopefully I'm not jinxing it. Hoping that there are no missing pieces, because once I had an issue with a set where it was the Creator House from 2007. I got that in October and it was basically missing more than half of the assortment, so we had to do an even exchange, but eventually we got the parts straightened out. So that's that, and I have one more little surprise to show you, and I will come back when I bring it out. So, a little bit of a backstory on my love affair with the National Train Show. So, I first found out 15 years ago about the Greater Florida LEGO Users Group because KK actually posted a photo album of the Jacksonville train show on Brickshelf. Turns out, 6 months later, check Brickshelf. Photos of a national train show in Fort Lauderdale show up. And boy, did I hate myself for years on end. So Atlanta was announced in 2013, I believe. It was announced around the late 2000s, early 2010s. And I vowed to participate in that show. Couldn't make it. I was too young, I guess. I mean, I wasn't too young to actually participate, but I was too young to fend for myself with logistics because I was only 18. I mean, I didn't have a car back then, and my parents were not very willing to drive all the way to Atlanta for a weekend. Understandable. So, and I was vowing to, I was pointing to it, but it's not there. I was vowing to finish the Element skyscraper by then, but the skyscraper fell behind. I didn't have nearly the amount of pieces needed to complete it, or to even build a truncated version of it, so I sent one model to represent my presence at the show, and that was a Firestone tire repair shop, which interestingly, I procrastinated and rebuilt the model in Naples, Florida. So it's one of the few LEGO models I have not built in my own home. That happened. I picked up the model about a year later at the train show. Thankfully, I got to go to Tampa, spur of the moment, one year. So that's over. But the one upside about missing Atlanta was that it was announced then that the next show would be in Orlando, 2017. So after 15 years, I'm finally going to attend an NMRA National Train Show. I've been looking forward to it. I mean, this is definitely bigger than just a regular Tampa show. Lots of vendors. Lots of model layouts. Not only are the South Florida peeps going to be there, Central Florida, and also the FEC Railway Society is going to be there with their end track. And I always have enjoyed those layouts. So there will never be a dull moment at the National Train Show. But here's something that kind of, and I'm looking at it, it's embodying my would-be presence at the National Train Show in 2002, so it kind of brings me back to then. Partly a time filled with regret for not even knowing about it, but you live and you learn. So Mr. Dylan Scott is selling a couple of commemorative items, limited edition, from that train show. When I picked up the Lego models at Gold Coast 2 weeks ago, he trusted me. Let's see how that goes. He trusted me with handling an item that he has had listed for sale that unfortunately Mr. Donovan did not choose to buy. So waiting a new owner, and these will be returned to Dylan in due time. Here they are, 2002 Tracks in the Sand train cars. Probably the most limited edition. I believe these are Walthers. And I'm going to go to the other side of the camera to show these models in better detail. These are probably some of the most beautiful models I've ever seen in HO scale. They run well. They have KD couplers. I believe these three will attach to that. I noticed that this guy's a little bit off level. He's going to attach to the engines. So we have 5 coaches. This is the Wellington, the Key West, the Boca Raton, the Margate, and the West Palm Beach. And then I believe there are 5 other Florida cities in the back. We have Miami, Deerfield Beach, Loxahatchee, Fort Lauderdale, and Orlando. And that's where we'll be this coming week. So I'm going to show a zoom-in view of the Margate, Miami, and the West Palm Beach. I believe the other side's Orlando. These are practically Amtrak Superliner coaches, what you see on the auto train. Of course, modified and repurposed for the 2002 convention. I'm going to remove the camera from the tripod and show the rest of the models. Here we go. Here is the Boca Raton, Key West, and Wellington. So pretty much everything I believe is a unique class of Superliner. I believe they're duplicates. These two should be duplicates, and I believe this is the same thing also. Here's a Sightseer Lounge, and I cannot exactly define this guy. I think he's a diner. These two should be either sleepers or regular coaches. So what's interesting is, the city names only appear once in part of my room. It's a huge mess. Qualifiers and NMRA procrastinating. The design is very simple but very effective. You see either boats or sea creatures and beaches. Now the Orlando show is going to be themed the Orange Blossom Special. So it's not going to have beaches and pastel blue skies, probably. Anything that's commemorative. And I believe Intermountain handled that in the past. Is more related to the Orange Blossom Special, which was a seaboard train. This Tracks in the Sand, it actually uses the Seaboard Coastline font, but is more targeted towards the beaches as opposed to the prototypical trains that ran in the past. And of course, you could see the South Florida Railway Museum's logo embedded in these train cars, and the Tracks in the Sand convention seal from 2002. Interestingly, the cars are numbered as such: 2002-1, 2002-6, 9, 3, and 8. So this is really a treasure trove of cars, and I'm handling it as delicately as it possibly can, treating it like my Florida East Coast motors. The highest priority of care and consideration. Beautiful cars. So before I cut out, that may actually bring me to the topic of the layout. The layout back there that's supposed to be built has been, of course, subject to numerous delays. One is the inevitable, it's so hot as hell in here that I'm not going to work on it delay. The other delays have related to a trove of activities. Study abroad definitely messed up the progress of the layout. These trips have in a way messed things up. And of course, having to work towards a qualifier exam that's coming up, and as well as some other investments. Those things have caused a delay in the layout. Hopefully I get back into it by the winter. That'll be the best time to work on it. I'm eyeing the Lowe's stores for extruded foam, and with that I'll be able to get the tables done and then actually add scenery to the display. So that's that. Just want to preview the NMRA show. I'm sure you'll be seeing these all over the layouts. I'll bring these back to Dylan on Wednesday, and we will have a blast with these cars, as well as the HO and L-gauge trains. So after after the show is done, I was also going to announce that the Lego trains will be put away. I mean, everything Lego is going to be put away for a long time. I do not intend to display or do anything Lego related for the next 4 months, except for maybe an isolated project. I'm sure y'all can understand why. Behind me is a NASA 2. That's the only thing I had in mind, because I plan to fix it and make it more prototypically correct. So after this model has been sitting at Gold Coast for over a year, I realized a couple of things. That one, the bottom's not all white. There's supposed to be some gray here, and of course I forgot to add, well, I didn't forget, I was out of handrails, so I improvised and left this on the back of the display. So this guy will be most likely upgraded, and he will also be, this engine will also be made to be like a pilot for the possible 8-wide Lego train standard of the future. But right now, at this point, other than that, there's really no emotional investment in Lego trains for the foreseeable future, and that is most notably because HO scale currently has my heart in this. Lego is very limited when it comes to realism, so you can't really have it. I mean, you could have a very accurate layout. You can make the curves wider now because they have the R104s available through ME models, but the real issue is that if I want to go for an ultra realistic Lego layout, it's going to cost lots of money that A, I do not have, and B, I do not intend to budget for Lego trains. So the budget is going to carry back over to any future investments in the hobbies. Is going to be all HO scale related. There will still be a Lego building here and there. I'm going to be focusing more on architectural things, such as city buildings and also skyscrapers. So Miami Central is also on the horizon. That's not going anywhere. It's going to actually happen eventually. And I will build Brightline. Just saying. Alright, so that will do it. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I know this video is very off the cuff and not nearly scripted, but hey, if it's me talking to you guys, it shouldn't be scripted anyway. From the headquarters here in Miami, this is TE out. See y'all next week, guys.